this kind of snuck up on us. Not episode 176, but the fact there's a long weekend coming.
Right? And it's the kind of thing we used to look at on the calendar and just live for. And now it's like, oh, a long weekend? Oh.
Well, let's hope you don't have any kind of adventures, Lisa Brandt, like you did last weekend. There was a tornado warning in your area of Port Stanley. Now, remind people where Port Stanley is. And is this unusual in May?
No. Well, I guess I should say it is, because an actual tornado warning, we get bad weather warnings a lot. But okay, so Port Stanley, Aaron Davis, by the way, is directly south of St. Thomas, which is south of London. It's on the shore of Lake Erie. But the weird thing was, Aaron, that Derek's phone went off 3 times with a tornado warning, and mine didn't for about another half hour. Isn't that weird?
Wow. They're only saving the men. Yeah.
Oh, it's the Handmaid's Tale warning. Meanwhile, in London, people were getting all sorts of warnings and not seeing dark skies at all. And it kind of freaked me out because it got really dark and really thundery. And I said to Derek, we should probably go downstairs. So we were watching TV at the time. We turned everything off and we went to head downstairs, and suddenly it was sunny. So I don't know. But people get bent out of shape about the alerts. Unless the alert gets you killed, they're pissed off. You know, it's like, well, there was no tornado. Nothing happened to us. Well, there was some damage in London, and it was really severe briefly. And boy, oh boy, if they didn't warn us and something happened, what's the big deal? It's like 15 seconds on your phone. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, everybody's looking at the forecast for the May 2-4 weekend, the unofficial kickoff of summer, and I think you can get your knees dirty this weekend. It looks like it's going to be time to plant. But what do I know? I am not a gardener.
Well, I always wait till after the 24th because that's what the people who are gardeners say to do. And it's a good thing, too, because we've had frost the last couple nights. And I bought my flowers for the planters out front about a week or so ago, and I thought, oh, no. I've done that before, and then they've frozen. But they've been fine. And just nothing in the ground yet.
Good.
But I use planters too, Aaron. So, you know, the bunnies can come in the backyard and I don't have to worry about them eating anything I don't want them to eat.
Oh, that's good. Well, there is one thing that you can predict when it comes to gardening, and it may not be, is it time, but is it going to hurt? And inevitably, every spring, you get down on your knees and you go, oh, how long is it going to take to get back up? If you start taking Sierra Sil right now, you're going to feel a difference within 14 days, especially in your knees, or your money back. It's just that good. And they're capsules, they're spray. There's also pet chews, but they don't do much gardening. They tend to work on it from the other end. So here's what you do. You go to the website, you look at what they've got, the guarantee, the money back guarantee from this Canadian company of why it's going to make your gardening so much better this summer.
SierraSil.com is the website. Sierra like the mountains, SIL.com. And use the code GF for 14% off your purchase. Hey, have you seen that new Martin Short documentary, Life is Short?
No, I had a reminder set for Tuesday, and we've just kind of been backing and forthing and haven't had a chance to watch it, plus hockey, of course. So have you seen it?
I did watch it, and it's really good. I mean, as being Martin Short fans and being Canadians, I don't know that there's a lot about his career that we didn't know. But boy, oh boy, is it ever nice to see his home life and the kids and to learn more about, his wife, Nancy, and what a great spirit she was and what a great marriage they had. What came to mind was Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban posing on the red carpet. Now, they're split up, so I'm not disparaging anything wonderful. And, how they were always lovey-dovey and just trying to look so perfect. And here's this couple, Martin and Nancy, at home, just being themselves and absolutely adoring each other in their lives, and just seemed like there's so much substance to their family.
How far does the documentary go in his life? Are we up to the point where he's getting Emmy nominations for Only Murders in the Building, or where does it go chronologically?
It does go through Only Murders in the Building, but more about the relationships between the three of them, not to his daughter Catherine's suicide. doesn't go that far, but it is dedicated to her and to Catherine O'Hara, and they put up photos of them and stuff like that and say that it's dedicated to them. But it's just a really... Substance is the only thing I can keep thinking of. Like, they're just decent people, and a guy who had no plan for his career whatsoever. And he just said, I got a mortgage, I had kids, and I just wanted to have things keep going. And boy, did they ever.
Yeah, I just remember the story in his autobiography, and I'm sure you read it too, about him, being up in the attic and pretending to have a talk show, kind of like Kramer did on Seinfeld. And then every time he's on a talk show and he walks out to this thunderous applause, I'm thinking he's remembering the boy at home as a child. He's remembering that when this was the dream, and he gets to live the dream.
Yeah, and he got the family he wanted and allowed them to live their dream as well. And it's really sweet. Just a genuinely nice guy.
Yeah, well, what a perfect watch for the long weekend. If it's raining and you haven't got anything to do, or you just want to top off a nice day, dive into your Canadiana for this good Hamilton kid. This Martin Short, who, of course, whenever there's a fairy tale life, there's always going to be something. There's always something. And he had the tragedy of losing his wife, Nancy, and more recently, his daughter, Catherine, to suicide, huh? Jeez.
Yeah, and the way he explains how he looks at it is just so Martin Short.
It really is.
Yeah.
And we didn't know if we'd ever see him again, because he was always such a madcap, wonderful dream talk show guest. But where he made his return was on CBS Sunday Morning last weekend. And you know what? I think it's the best way that I've ever heard mental illness, especially the stigma that still exists around suicide. And by the way, if you hear someone say commit suicide, the wording has been changed to died by suicide, because it's not like a crime. It's just died by suicide. Have you made that shift yet?
Yes, I've been hearing that. There's so many things in the language that are changing, but that's one that's very important, to take any onus off the family and the person who is mentally ill.
Yeah, because Martin Short with CBS Sunday Morning drew parallels to losing his wife Nancy to cancer and losing his daughter Catherine. And here's what that sounded like.
It's been a nightmare, but the understanding that mental health and cancer, like my wife, are both diseases. And sometimes with diseases, they are terminal. And my daughter fought for a long time with extreme mental health, borderline personality disorder, other things, and did the best she could until she couldn't. So Nan's last words to me were, "Mart, let me go." And she was just saying, "Dad, let me go." So I hold a deep desire, and that's why I'm involved with this organization, Bring Change to Mind, which Glenn Close started, which is taking mental health out of the shadows, not being ashamed of it, not hiding from the word suicide, but accepting that this can be the last stage of an illness. And that's my approach to this.
It makes perfect sense.
It really does.
And also, family members and friends are always left asking themselves, what could I have done? And the truth is, probably nothing.
Right.
It's like when someone's dying of cancer, what could you do? You can't.
Right.
And sometimes it ends this way, and it's horrible and it's tragic. I was just listening to Christina Applegate's autobiography, and a very good friend of hers died by suicide. He had called her one night, and she didn't pick up, and thought, I'll call him another time. Yeah. And it's one of those things. And, it haunts her still. And you can absolutely understand that. They're talking about MAID again for people with mental illness only. Mm-hmm. But the problem with it is the way the law is written. Mm-hmm. Is that you can only access MAID, medical assistance in dying, if there is no expectation of recovery. And I heard a psychiatrist on CBC say, we can't say that with mental illness. Oh. Now, the person suffering can. They don't see any way of recovery, but this is why it keeps getting turned down for mental illness, because they say, we can't say that. We can't say we've done everything. We don't know what else is coming. So the person's supposed to wait in the meantime.
Wow. That is a tough one to draw a line on. And of course, you get all kinds of opinions from a morality or a religious standpoint, and it's just not all pure science and, numbers and statistics and predictability. Ooh, boy.
And if it's your family member, nobody wants to see them go that route. So I'm so glad that I'm not making that decision for the country. It's a tough one.
It is. And there's always going to be somebody mad at you.
On a better note, a best-selling book has been turned into a movie on Netflix, and you've seen it, and I haven't yet, although I read the book. What did you think of Remarkably Bright Creatures? I can't imagine how they made this into a movie.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Well, I'll tell you, Marcellus, the octopus, what they've done is so believable that Rob was saying, this is real, right? And I'm going, I don't think it's real because we saw my octopus teacher. And so we know kind of what an octopus looks like and how it behaves and stuff. It was a marvel. But to us, Lisa, watching Remarkably Bright Creatures was just like stepping outside on a walk here on Pender Island because it was shot in areas of Vancouver that were very much reminiscent of the whole coastline here. So it really felt, It felt like home.
Okay, so who's in it?
Well, Sally Field, who apparently took like 6 to 8 years to get this film done, and Louis Pullman, who is the son of Bill Pullman, and we got to fall in love with him in that movie. Oh, what was the movie, Lisa, where she has the cooking show and she's a brilliant scientist?
Lessons in Chemistry. Fantastic.
So they're in it, and Anthea, I think, who is the real-life octopus from the Vancouver Aquarium. So that's who stars in it.
Wow. So, was it heartfelt or funny, or how did it feel?
It was remarkable. People online have been raving about it. That's all in my algorithm. And they're saying, oh, I watched it, and tears, tears, tears. But it was touching without being maudlin. It was real without really just kind of jerking the tears out of you for the sake of wringing every emotion. It was remarkably bright because it was touching, but not manipulative. And I think that was the most important thing for me watching a film on Mother's Day.
Yes.
It just struck every note perfectly, Lisa.
Well, can I share with you a little bit about my review from the book? I read it in 2023.
Sure.
And I remember enjoying it, but I wrote, it didn't need the octopus.
Jeez, what's wrong with you?
I have no idea.
Free Willy was so much better without the whale. Good Lord.
I wrote, but it's kind of cool that it had an octopus. In the author's note, she explains that someone on her team thought the idea for this book was either brilliant or crazy. I feel the same way, and yet the story was compelling and well told. And it's true, the hook that got me to read it was because of my octopus teacher, because that is one of the most amazing documentaries I've ever seen. You too?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and again, just the fact that it was like the Netflix series Maid, which is not about the maid we were just talking about, but the fact it's so local.
Right.
So wild. 5 stars.
Okay, 5 stars for the movie.
Uh-huh.
I gave the book 4 stars. Yeah, and said it might leave you feeling like a fish out of water.
Oh, I just loved it. I predicted a very key part of the plot much earlier, which is kind of what I want to do. But Sally Field is getting close to 80, and she is the Hollywood unicorn who actually looks like she's getting close to 80.
Yeah. Yeah. I've noticed that. And you'll notice when you watch the Martin Short documentary that he looks his age now.
Oh, maybe there should be a whole new set of awards for people who've never had an injection or whatever like that.
Would they have enough nominees? I don't know.
I don't think so. Well, we know that Nicole's not going to be on it, but anyway. I think we've all learned from enough articles and stories, and for some of us, personal experience. One thing you don't want to go cheap on is if you're going to do injections and that sort of thing. And you keep hearing about people, these people are now getting the okay to do Botox. Oh, I saw an article last week, you may have seen it, that at-home Botox, like doing it yourself, is becoming a thing. And we were like, oh, wow, how many ways can this go wrong?
Oh, my goodness.
There's some things you just don't try and save money on, or you really do regret it. It's as clear as the wrinkles that are no longer on your face.
That's right. And that's why we wholeheartedly endorse our sponsor, envypillow.com. It's not cheap. No one will ever accuse it of being cheap, and it's certainly not cheaply made because it will last you forever. Pillows that are $8 at a discount store are going to let you down.
They're for the company you don't want to come back.
That's right.
So there you go.
Yeah.
If you have that, if you've got those people, go ahead, buy the $8 pillows. But for yourself and for the people you love, spend the money on a pillow that's going to last. It's going to help with face lines. It's antimicrobial, and it's just such a gift to yourself.
Check it out at envypillow.com. They have more than pillows, you know. And you can take a pillow quiz and find out which pillow is right for you. And when you're ready to check out, use the code GF for 10% off. That's NV with a V, ENVY, pillow.com.
Oh, there are other things that you could buy the cheap of if you don't want your guests to stay. And one of those would be toilet paper.
Oh, we had one ply all the way through Europe, even in Prague. Yeah, and there's just nothing like it. I don't understand how it saves money anyway, because you fold it over and over and over and over and over again.
That's true.
So you're using 3 times as much. Yeah, toilet paper is one of them. We put out a question on Gracefully and Frankly's Facebook page and on Instagram and on Threads asking, what have you bought at, for example, the dollar store that let you down, that you can warn other people off of? Because I don't know about you, but I'm trying store brands, and if it's $2 or $3 cheaper, I'm giving things a shot just to see if maybe they can substitute for what we've been buying. It's expensive.
Of course, it is. Everything has gotten more expensive, but at least we know that Loblaws and the Weston Company made record profits this year. So,
we're so
good for
happy.
them.
Golf clap, golf clap. Yeah.
So what did we glean, and how did you get on this? It was something that you bought on the cheap besides just store brands or dollar store brands, and then you immediately regretted it, Lisa.
Paintbrushes, stupid little cheap paintbrushes, and all the bristles fell out. So you're picking bristles off things, and if you don't catch them, they dry. Like one of the women who answered the question about cheap stuff, Linda, she likes the disposable option for paintbrushes because she doesn't like to wash paintbrushes. And I'm the same way. And
Sure.
I also close my eyes and pretend I'm not hurting the environment when I do it. But when the bristles fall out, that's kind of against the whole idea of painting something. So that was what did it. Paintbrushes. Some people said that they don't mind them because they're only going to use them for one little thing, and picking the bristles out isn't a big deal. So it was paintbrushes. Also, food at the dollar store. You'll see something that is a name brand, but if you do the math, they're dollar store sizes at grocery store prices.
Oh, interesting.
Some of the knockoff chocolate bars are the same things. Barb wrote that her issue is once you pay for it, it's yours. There's no way you can return anything. So you have to be really careful. And that a dollar store isn't a dollar anymore. Things are like $4 or $5 now.
Yeah. And now my Facebook inquiry, because I posted the same one.
Yeah.
Sheets.
Oh.
Sheets. Towels. Oh, God, yes. A towel should feel like a hug. And not an exfoliant when you get out of the shower. You know,
yes.
You don't want to see through it.
If it makes your heels soft, it's not the right towel for you, right?
That's right. Now, somebody said ice cream. You can go cheap on the ice cream, and the ones that, is it Breyers that makes one they call a frozen dessert or something, because they're not even trying to say it's ice cream anymore. But hey, if that's what you can afford and it tastes good, I got no problem with that because I like it too. Shoes. Shoes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Buying cheap shoes, plantar fasciitis, all the things that happen. It's worth it. Life is worth a good pair of shoes wherever you're going. Brand name, people will not cheap out on mayonnaise, peanut butter, ketchup.
I had one woman say she's making her own ketchup now.
Oh, my God. My parents made that in the 70s.
Did they?
During their hippie stage. It was awful.
Oh, was it? Well, I assume Carol Ann's is good because she's making it regularly.
Yeah, well, good for her. But, you know, as a teen, you're pretty picky about your ketchup because it's like a staple.
Yes.
Ugh. Okay, real wood furniture that lasts if you can afford it, or thrift it, because all of people our age are getting rid of their furniture, downsizing. So get that oak thing or that maple table. Instead of those things that go together with an Allen key, you can do it.
Yeah.
And it'll last forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leslie, I'm assuming this is Leslie, your sister, wrote paint, plastic wrap, leggings, hair color, and coffee to never buy cheap. Coffee, that'll be the last thing. It'll be coming to, kick me out of my house and take the last dollar out of my hand, and I'll still be drinking good coffee. So.
Yeah, well, life's too short for bad coffee. Although I did see in the U.S. they're selling Kirkland red and white wine in buckets, Lisa. Boy, did we quit drinking at the wrong time, right?
Oh, my goodness.
A bucket of red, bucket of white.
What do? Just put a spigot on the side like a keg, or what do you do?
Oh, man, what a headache you're going to have tonight. Okay, shampoo and conditioner. Thanks, Mally. Dish soap, tires, windshield wiper blades. Okay, so we've covered the gamut from beauty care, sleep care, to care of yourself on the roads. Because if you buy cheap, say, tires, you may have to pay for it, like more than once.
Yeah, very true.
If there's anything we missed, go to our gracefullyandfrankly.com website. If you just scroll down, you will see a little microphone icon and leave us a phone call. Or on the left, there's buy us a coffee. But buy us a good coffee. No, you just make the donation. We'll buy the good coffee. For all you know, we're getting 5 $1 coffees with that fiber. But we're not.
No way. Every week we say, send us a voicemail. And it's just so wonderful when we get them because it's so easy to do, and we'll tell you how. But first, here's what Michelle called in and had to say to us. Erin, how nice is this?
Good morning, Erin and Lisa. I just wanted to say thank you. I really enjoy your podcast every Thursday. Look forward to it. What's important is you make me smile and you make me laugh. And in this crazy world of ours, it's so important to have a giggle all the time. You always find a fresh perspective on what's going on. And it's so wonderful to be included in your chat and hear what you have to say about what's going on. There's a lot of doom and gloom, but you find light all the time and really, really enjoy that. Have a great day. And as Erin would say, have a gentle week. Bye-bye.
Well, that is lovely. Thank you, Michelle. Because we work hard to make sure that there's a balance and we're not too sad or too frivolous or too silly or just, things that affect you, things that affect us. And hopefully there's going to be something that, you think about and tell your friends about and say, hey, you got to listen to this podcast. And then your friends will say, well, I don't listen to podcasts, or what's a podcast? And it's just easy. You go to gracefullyandfrankly.com and we're right there. So thanks, Michelle. We appreciate you.
Yeah, and that's where the little microphone is, too, to send us a voicemail. You send it, Erin gets it ready for the air, and away we go.
Yeah. It is truly a collaborative process, and we just love it. And you are a part of it. Not you, well, you, Lisa, I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to our listener. You are a part of it, a huge part.
The royal you.
Yes, the royal you. Oh, my God. Did you hear what Rod Stewart said to the king the other night?
I did. Tell us again.
So they're in one of these handshake lineups, and, everybody goes by, lovely, me too, Your Majesty, and stuff. And Rod Stewart, for whatever reason, he steps up and he's, we love what you said when you were in the United States. You really told that rat bag.
But the rat bag didn't get it. The rat bag thought he was being complimented.
Yeah, that's right. We know who the rat bag is. He's
Yeah.
he's the rodent who's sleeping in the White House, even as we speak. But then Sir Elton John was in Toronto getting the Glenn Gould Award.
I have a family here. David, my husband, his family and my family. They live in Toronto. They're part of my life. They're part of my soul. My children, they love it here so much. They love their cousins and their family here. It is part of my life. I am a Canadian.
And he brought the house down by saying Canada will never be the effing 51st state.
Yeah.
And it seems like British pop stars this week are, all waving the flag for freedom, real freedom, and in Elton's case for Canada. So that was all very heartwarming this week.
Sure was.
But you know what wasn't heartwarming for Canada? Are you ready for this?
Yes.
It is This Week in Totally Stupid or... Oh,
All right. Let's get at him.
yeah, you do it. You do it.
Oh, me?
I've been shaking my head so hard, rolling my eyes so far back, I'm checking out my own butt. Lisa, yeah, well, we both can.
All right. So I'm at the point where dissent in politics is almost becoming like noise. It's like, whatever, I can tune it out. But burning the census, refusing to fill out the census has got to be the twittiest thing any Canadians have done in a while. And it's just showing such a deep and abiding fear and ignorance over something that is only going to hurt you. You know, they'll have underrepresentation in their market.
They'll have fewer healthcare dollars allocated to their area. It's civics. It's basic civics. And it's just like, it is so performative. It's like the F. Trudeau, F. Carney crowd. What I'm getting, Lisa, though, is the people who are writing on the outside piece of paper, the envelope, if you will, or burning it when you know darn well the code is inside and they probably answered it anyway.
I got the long form.
What?
Right. I got the long form, yeah. So I know some people have complained about things like it asks you how many rooms you have in your house. It asks how much time you spend on housework or caring for seniors. It asks about how long your commute is. It talks about sexual orientation and gender. And is there anybody sleeping on your couch long term? Are you sure there's nobody sleeping on your couch long term? I mean, there are a lot of questions about how you live and how other people come into play and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I think people think they're just so damn fascinating. And you know what? We're not. I'm not. I just do not care. I'm a number, and that is absolutely fine.
I'm a little bit fascinating. My husband says so.
Well, then there you go. It's too bad you got the short form. But I mean, as far as government data goes, really, it's just adding a number to a list and saying there are this many of this and this many of that. I don't find it an invasion of privacy.
No, it's not.
And it's not governmental either. Yeah, it wouldn't matter if Pierre Poilievre was in charge. We'd still be getting the damn census.
Yeah, that's right. Although Harper did put some sort of a moratorium or you cut it back for a while there. So somehow that makes it right. But the government isn't asking anything about you that your cell phone doesn't already know, or your visa, or anything. Like, just wake the hell up. I'm sorry. Happy place, happy place, happy place, happy place.
Well, we want proper funding for health care and for people to be represented properly in elections and that kind of thing. And that's what this is about in large part.
Yeah. And let's not forget education, because obviously that's what's fallen through the cracks with the folks who are burning or refusing to answer. So... oh, there we go. Got an opinion? You could share it. You could go to gracefullyandfrankly.com and leave a message on the voicemail. But you know what? If we disagree, we're probably not going to air it. This isn't a talk show.
Exactly. No, this isn't government regulations. We don't have to be fair. What are you talking about?
Anyway, we're kidding. We always love to hear from you. We promise you that. So,
yes, we are.
Any plans for the long weekend, Miss Lisa?
Probably just getting out in the garden, and I can't think of anything else really. Quiet.
You know what? That's okay. We're not going to get our drink on. You're not going to take your motorcycles and go party for the weekend. And yeah, I make you sound like you used to have a really wild life, but yeah, maybe in our minds.
Yeah, keep up with that. You go ahead. What about you?
Us, we're just going to sit here communing with nature, watching baby deer go by, and it's just good. And I'll be hugging every tree I see. So there you go.
Yep. Well, say hello to the dogs for me and Rob.
You bet I will. Of course, I'll give them all a scratch behind the ear. You give my love to Derek and to Cuddles.
I will.
And have a great long weekend. Whatever you're doing, thanks for sharing the ride with us on Gracefully and Frankly. Talk to you next week, Miss Lisa.
You betcha.